Godmothered. I need a wand. I didn't bring a wand. I have plenty of wands. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Godmothered. Godmothered is a 2020 Disney Plus original release about a young fairy godmother finding out that the fairy godmothers are coming to an end, and so she heads to the real world to try and solve their last lost cause. It is directed by Sharon Maguire, cinematography by Christopher Norr, editing by Gary Dollner, music by Rachel Portman, and it's written by Kari Granlund and Melissa K. Stack. The film stars Jillian Bell as Eleanor, Isla Fisher as Mackenzie, June Squibb as Agnes, Jillian Shea Spaeder as Jane, Willa Skye as Mia, Santiago Cabrera as Hugh Prince, and Mary Elizabeth Ellis as Paula. The film was announced in September of 2019. They filmed from January of 2020 to April of 2020. And they originally had planned the animated epilogue, but scrapped it, but then ended up doing it because of COVID. The film has a 68% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. More bippity-boppity than Boo, Godmothered tweaks fairy tale conventions with just enough self-aware humor to overcome a disappearing deficit of genuine magic. The composition of the cinematography was actually very beautiful. There were some ways the shots were shown that were really great. It was fun pictures, fun to look at. I don't remember a ton of movement, which is probably like a good thing. I wasn't ever like stagnant or felt like we weren't moving. The effects, those were so-so. The like sparkly magic effects were very good. The like her flying around at the beginning trying to look for Mackenzie's letter, that was not very good. So they really were like hit or miss. The raccoon, passable for sure, but not the best animal I've ever seen. And the animated opening and closing I thought was fun. It gave an Enchanted vibe. It was sweet. It was cute. I liked the animated opening and closing. The music is very Christmassy, which I was not mad about. I know you're seeing this in January, but I am watching this in early November, so it's getting me in the spirit. I'm getting excited. But you're seeing this in January, so we just came off of all the holidays, so I'm sure everyone seeing this is like, okay, well, we're done, but okay. But the music was kind of Christmassy, that was great. What I didn't love were a lot of the needle drops. There were some needle drops in this, like, Born to be Wild when she was sledding. That felt unnecessary and really out of place. There are a couple others that I wasn't in love with. I really think if they just stuck with the score, it would have been more effective. It does have an opening voiceover that they actually do carry throughout a good chunk of the film, which is more than I can say for others, but it's a little not the best. The opening voiceover really has been not great and not used well. It needs to be so worth it to do an opening voiceover, in my opinion. It's got an interesting opening. I think the setup is interesting. I can't shake that this movie is trying to do what Enchanted did, but not the melding of like an animated world and the real world. It's fairy godmothers exist, they just haven't been around in a long time, and now they're coming and finding out all of their information is outdated. But it is a very Enchanted story. A naive, basically cartoon character comes to the real world and is wanting sunshine and rainbows and doesn't understand how the real world works, and meets a character who is cynical and down and out and turns their life around for the better and makes them happy and recognize what's great, because you can't deny some sunshine sometimes. But it is, like, at its core, it's very much Enchanted. It's not as funny as Enchanted. I don't think it's as effective as Enchanted. However, I do think it's sweet. It's a sweet movie. It's got parts that you're like, yeah, okay. It has a secondhand embarrassment scene that made me want to crawl out of my skin. I did see this in 2020 when it came out, but I did not remember this scene. Probably because I wanted to die when everyone heard Eleanor and Mackenzie talking. I wanted to pass away from secondhand embarrassment. There is a parent death, but at its base, Eleanor coming into this family and trying to get Mackenzie to fall in love with someone to get her happily ever after, and learning over the course of the movie that she's like helped Jane, she's helped Mia, she's helped Mackenzie, and it had nothing to do with like finding a romantic love and everything to do with just finding happy in her life. And I think that's very sweet. And like them trying to redefine happily ever after with something that fits in this modern day, which is like your true love can be your kids, your true love can be your family, you know. Oh, it's just so sweet. The scene that almost got me to cry, which I didn't super remember from the first time I saw it, was she's like, you know, tell us about your true love, and it's like a boy saying I love you to his nana, a couple saying they love you to their kid. Like, oh my god, it was so sweet. I almost cried. I was like, uh-oh, it's gonna get me. But I didn't. But it's just like the message is so sweet and wonderful, and the execution isn't the greatest. I think there's some jokes that are kind of stupid. I think there's some stuff that's a little too on the nose or a little too like, haha, we get it, and not enough like, you don't have to be like this to tell this story, and a little bit too much like Enchanted. But it's still so sweet. I'd put it in the same category as like Noelle, even though I think Noelle is slightly better than this, and I would be more inclined to watch Noelle over this. I do think this is genuinely sweet, and like I would watch this again. Like it's not so bad I'm like never see this. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but for a huge chunk of the beginning of this movie, Eleanor's actress is in a wig, and it is not a good one. It's a very bad wig. There's some other wigs too that were really noticeable. I think later in the movie, like especially in the ending scene, I think she might not be in a wig. So I don't know what happened. But no matter what, her hairstyle changes. So like some of them might have been very wig obvious and others might not have been, or she had to change her hair for something else because of COVID and everything. And then they had to put her in a wig that was similar. I have no idea. You know what I mean? But all I do know is she was definitely in a wig in the beginning. It was not good. Favorite part, the end, the whole like what's your true love, what's true love mean to you or whatever. Ugh, straight to my heartstrings, hit me perfectly. It's really getting me in the Christmas spirit, even though it's January for you. Least favorite part, the secondhand embarrassment scene. I think I had my hands covered for the entire. I was like this. I was like, I can't. And I was just listening to it because I wanted to crawl in my skin. I can't do secondhand embarrassment. There are like movies and TV shows. If it's a TV show and there's like a secondhand embarrassment thing happening, I have to look up what happens because I literally can't deal with it. Absolutely not. Watch again? Totally. I would definitely watch this again. Recommend? Yeah, it's a fun, especially for Christmas or just like a feel good. Super cute. If you're between like Noelle or Enchanted, I'd watch either of those over this. But if you're between this and Disenchanted, which I haven't covered yet, I would watch this. Spoilers. My final rating is 6, let's do ones for sure, out of 10. Our total movie count is. Our parent death toll is. Cry count is still the same, surprisingly. If you want to keep up with what movie you're watching when, follow me on all socials and check out my website. My website's freaking cool. Go look at it, okay? Join Patreon. Got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers with that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, etc. Go check it out. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is Grand Central Station. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. I'm not sure if your life you are, studio, and don't be Grant, whatever his name was. He sucked. He was not nice. He was not a nice person.